The movie begins with someone watching a trailer of a horror movie titled Camp Bloodbath, pretty much ripping off Friday the 13th, with a slasher antagonist going around killing people at a summer youth camp. It turns out the person watching the trailer is Max Cartwright as she is waiting for her mother to come outside as she has a casting interview. Her mother, Nancy Cartwright, was the main character in the Camp Bloodbath movie 20 years ago, and now it's hard for her to get another gig because the movie was so laughably bad and her face is synonymous with the film. After her mom gets back to the car to head home, we can see they are having financial problems at home and Nancy doesn't want to worry about that right now and just wants to enjoy quality time with her daughter. Well, the next part is heartbreaking because she veers off of the road and hits another car, causing their car to roll over many times. Sadly, Nancy dies in the accident, but Max survives. We then jump 3 years later and Max is still feeling depressed over losing her mom because they were really close with one another. Her best friend, Gertie Michaels, shows up at her house so she can pick her up and they can go to the diner to meet with their other friends. At the diner, we meet Max's crush, Chris Briggs, and we also get to meet their horror flick lover friend, Duncan. Duncan is the manager of a local movie theater and they are having a Camp Bloodbath marathon the following night, and he wants Max to make an appearance as her mom was the star in the movie and Max is against it at first, but then Duncan says he will do all of her homework for the next year, and she says okay. Max and Gertie arrive at the movie theater and Chris shows up too, surprising them. But he tells Max that he thought she could use the support considering it is the anniversary of her mother's passing. Then Chris's stalker ex shows up at the theater and does her best to win Chris back. But he isn't feeling her at all. The ex's name is Vicky and she's pretty much been following Chris everywhere he goes. They all pack into the theater and Max has mixed feelings about seeing her mother on the screen because it is nice to see her face, but she also misses her dearly. This is the first time Max has watched the movie since her death. As they are watching the movie, a guy in the seats drops his liquor and another guy is smoking, so the whole place catches on fire, and then some of them get behind the projector screen as the entrance has been blocked. Next thing she knows, Max is waking up in a colorful wooded area. All 5 of Max, Duncan, Vicky, Chris and Gertie wake up together in the forest. Not too long after, a van with the main characters of the Camp Bloodbath movie is driving on a road, and when they stop to say hi, the real people are so confused what is actually happening and ignore them. 90 minutes later, the same van drives by again asking the same question where the camp is, and Duncan comes to the conclusion they are in the movie universe of Camp Bloodbath. Not really knowing what to do, Duncan asks if they can get a ride to the camp, and once they get in the car they are introduced to Tina and Kurt, who has been driving. After arriving to the camp, Nancy wakes up from the very back and Max cannot believe what she is seeing, and she is with her mother for the first time in 3 years, and she starts crying. Obviously, Nancy has no idea who Max is because they are in the movie universe, and in that universe, Nancy is a completely different character and has never met Max in her life. Once they get out of the van, Max talks to her a bit more, and we can tell this Nancy is a bit of a goof compared to her real-life counterpart. Vicky asks Kurt for the keys so they can get in the van and try driving back home, but he throws them in the woods and tells them if they can find the keys, they can have them. They go search for the keys, and they see a pair of backpackers get brutally murdered by Billy, who is the Jason Voorhees of this horror franchise. Duncan doesn't think that Billy will kill them because they aren't actually a part of the movie and Billy shouldn't know what to do with them. Well, his plan is proven false as Billy slices Duncan's body with his machete and the others sprint out of the woods as fast as possible. They try running away, but since it's a movie universe, they keep running in circles and the movie will not let them leave even if they try. They have no idea what to do, so they just hang out with the camp counselors for the time being, and they think they have to wait out the movie until there's a final girl and Billy dies. But they also have to make sure they don't die in the meantime like Duncan did. Nancy is about to hook up with Kurt like she does in the actual movie, but Max convinces her not to do it and have more respect for her body because Kurt is a total douche nugget. They all go downstairs and Nancy tells everyone about the story of Billy Murphy and the legacy that his name has. Everyone transfers to a black and white flashback showing how Billy was terribly bullied in 1957 and they lit an outhouse on fire with him inside, and he had major burns all over his body. He now wears his mask and supposedly haunts the camp to this day. Max tells them that Billy isn't just an urban legend, and he is actually there, which freaks out all of the counselors, so a few of them run out to the car to get away, but the car hits a tree and sets on fire. No one is going anywhere. The actual final girl from the movie was in the car that set on fire, so she is dead, and they need a new virgin to be the final girl, and only Max meets the criteria. Max is going to have to be the one that survives and kill Billy, but she doesn't think she has it in her, and then Nancy tells them all she is a virgin too, and she will be the final girl. Vicky tells Nancy she doesn't have what it takes to be the final girl, and Nancy takes this personally. So she runs out of the cabin and starts crying. But Max follows to try and cheer her up and tells her she can be the final girl if she sets her mind to it, and to not care what evil Vicky thinks. Chris says maybe they don't all have to die, and maybe they can kill Billy before he gets to them, and he tells them all they need to set up a booby trap that will help take him out. While Max and Nancy are helping each other get bow and arrows ready, they have a heart-to-heart together, and Max tells Nancy about her mom and how much she misses her. But little does Nancy know she's actually her mom, and this may be the last time she ever sees her. Max wonders if there is a way for Nancy to come back to the real world with her and be reunited for good. While everyone else has been planning the trap, Tina found all of Vicky's Adderall, and she took the whole bottle, and she is popping off to say the least. She cannot sit still at all. The trap begins, and Tina starts dancing in front of the door, trying to lure Billy in so they can kill him once he enters the cabin. When he walks in, it works and Billy is impaled on the wall, but not so fast because he is still alive. They gotta know that horror movie killers never die on the first try. Billy chases them throughout the house, but the traps aren't enough and Billy kills all of Gertie, Tina, and Vicky. Billy chases the others out of the house completely on fire and no signs of slowing down anytime soon. Nancy thinks of the brilliant idea to go back to the flashback scene, so they are all transported to the same scene from earlier where Billy was getting picked on. They try leaving him in the flashback scene, but it doesn't work and he is able to grab Nancy and take her hostage. Max grabs the machete after she gets Chris to safety as he has a stab wound. Max then heads out by herself in hopes of finding Billy and Nancy and saving her mom's life. She finds Nancy in a barn tied up, but as she is untying her, Billy shows up and a big fight ensues with all three of them. Billy stabs Max twice, but then Nancy sends the machete straight through Billy's heart, but Max may die soon. As Max thinks she is about to die, she tells the truth to Nancy and how she is her daughter, but doesn't expect her to believe it. Surprisingly, Nancy does believe it and tells her no matter what happens, they will always be together in their hearts. Nancy, knowing there has to be a final girl, goes to Billy in hopes of dying before Max does so Max can be the final girl and get out of the movie alive, even though she is badly injured. Time is ticking. Billy stabs Nancy, killing her, and then Max gets her strength back as she is the final girl, and now the last thing she needs to do is kill Billy for it all to be over. The fight scene is actually pretty cool for a comedy horror movie, and she slices Billy's head straight off of his shoulders, completing the movie. The end credits even start rolling, which I thought was hilarious. They are then transported back to their real world, and thank goodness all of them are alive, even the ones that died in the movie. They all still have their battle wounds though, so it wasn't just a dream, and they really experienced the entire movie. Well, we think that is the case, but then background music starts playing and a title card of Camp Bloodbath 2 comes on the screen, and they aren't back in their real world, but they are in the sequel. And that is how this one ends. Any other movies or shows I should do? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.